Hello everyone, I'm Krasi and this is my week astrologically, day by day. We will be looking as usual at the 7 days of the week and what are the most appropriate activities to do or what not to do. I will first make my overview just to tell you what are the celestial events, what are we seeing on the sky, and you know what above, so below. So what is happening on the sky obviously always gives results on our lives on Earth. So what is happening this week? The week is starting from July 27th. This is the 5th lunar day of the waxing moon. And what is happening is that actually the sun will be passing during the whole week through the nebula of Cancer. Presepe is called the nebula. It is in the belly of the Cancer. And this nebula is a stormy place, so to say, simply spoken. It is, the nebula is a place full of surprises. This is in the constellation of celestial Cancer. And it is literally, it is not benefic. It is not very, it's not easy a position and passing of the sun, and it is a bit, what to tell you, it's a bit, yes, unpredictable. Also, during this tour of the sun, Saturn is making opposition. So the week is interesting in terms of information because Mercury is visible, and this is interesting when you want to share your knowledge, also when you're searching for information, when you're searching for the truth. So Jupiter is making opposition to Mercury, and Mercury is visible in the constellation of Gemini and is passing through Sirius. So the week will be full with information which will be reviewed to us, especially if we search for, and also the time will be interesting for those who like to share their knowledge. However, we may need to be careful also because Mars is making a square, which is this harmonious aspect. And when there is a disharmonious aspect to Mercury from Mars, we may be easily accused, or we can make mistakes when presenting our speech or when presenting our point of view. So it's good to just to be cautious. You may travel, you may negotiate, because the week is also, the month is very young still, it's a waxing moon. You may share your knowledge, you may teach others, you may engage yourself into new studies. This would be wonderful, but keep in mind to be very well prepared when presenting your point of view, when presenting your knowledge, because of the square of Mars. This is very important. Mars can create all kinds of disturbances. Another thing is that Mars is still in the constellation of Pisces direct. Here I was explaining in another video what is the meaning of the retrograde Mars, but you will find this on my channel if you're interested. And Mars in Pisces again works unpredictably, and you can see what he's leading to. Uranus is in the constellation of Aries, place ruled by Mars, and you see the revolts and the protests of people all over the world. You see the unpredictable actions of the rulers, and so on and so on. This is Mars in Pisces and Uranus in Aries. Martial events are taking place with unpredictable nature, and this keeps going on until end of this week. Yes, Saturn is in a phase called cosmic setting. He's difficult. So let's be careful. Of course, there are many beautiful things. And one of them is Venus passing through sacred degree, star of money. She's our savior as usual. She's making harmonious aspect to Saturn. She's making harmonious aspect to the sun. So there is always the helping hand, but there are also the difficult aspects which we cannot deny. Of course, when we speak about interesting events, celestial events, let's not forget New Wise, the comet, which so many people asked about. I have a separate video on the comet and her meaning. And the comet, the NASA said, will be very well visible on the early morning sky. This would say before the sun rises, like 4 or 5 in the morning, or a bit earlier even. And the comet otherwise will disappear, and possibly, no one knows for sure, it may disappear as surprisingly as it appeared, so we don't know for sure, but the expectations are that the comet will disappear end of the month, or disappear from our view at least. So this is also interesting. Well, another interesting week, which is not ending the difficult events on Earth, but this is very logical when we look at the horoscopes. But again, let's not forget that Jupiter is in such powerful position together with Saturn, and together with Mercury in own place and visible, Venus visible in own place. So there are so many beneficial aspects on the sky which are supporting our awakening. And all these difficulties that we go through, that we went through, that we keep going through, are having only one reason, which is the awakening of the humanity. And eventually each one of us will wake up for the truth, for creating spiritual reality, and finding the way to God. This is the only simple reason why we're going through difficulties. Another thing, interestingly, I would like to repeat, I said it recently in another video, but it's so important that I feel like repeating, is that these are words which I will paraphrase. I don't remember exactly how they sounded, but the meaning of the words of the Bulgarian master, being Sadunu, were that if we miss the train now, those who are in a process of awakening and those who are not awakening yet, then they may wait for longer than 1,000 years to have another chance, beautiful chance of awakening. So it is a one-time chance now for people really to accept the truth, to accept the difficulties of this reality, and to choose for awakening. Because many people do see things because the information is all over the place, but they do choose to keep their eyes shut. And it's a matter of choice because the information is just everywhere. And if they miss the chance now, they may need to wait for longer, for more than 1,000 or more years to get another chance for awakening, because we're living actually in beautiful times. Probably we need to be grateful for the times that we live in, that we chose to be born in. So this was just my overview. I went too far off topic, but maybe not. But let's see now what is the week meaning for us day by day, starting from Monday, July 27th, 5th lunar day. The 5th lunar day is a good lunar day, harmoniously aspecting the sun, and the moon is conjoined Spica. And Spica is a very benevolent star of spirituality, of wealth, communication. And when we know that moon is with Spica and that Mercury is visible, passing through the aspects of through the degrees of in the vicinity of the star, the spiritual star Sirius, it's a very spiritual day, which can really be very helpful for those who search for the truth, who want to remain and expand their consciousness and remain on the spiritual path. So this is beautiful. Venus and Mars are in a harmonious aspect, and this works fine on people's emotions. Maybe people are too emotional with this. Let's keep this in mind. Also because the moon is making harmonious aspect to Venus. It's a beautiful aspect, and yes, 26th, yeah. So this is one thing. And then on this day, what to do? We may travel, we may negotiate, but like I said, be careful because Mars is making aspect to Mercury. So when you want to negotiate, when you want to present your speech or point of view, just be very well prepared. In terms of agriculture, beautiful day to plant leafy vegetables and just to take usual care of your garden. Trees and flowers, also very beautiful a day for this. For some medical interventions, you may do medical interventions if they're not really stomach related, digestive disease related, and if they're not very invasive, you may do medical interventions. And let's see, Tuesday, 28th of July, 6th lunar day, the moon is passing through the degrees of the constellation of the Northern Crown. And these degrees are very interesting. They're associated with design, beauty, planting flowers and trees, creating beauty, doing design work, talented work. You may negotiate, you may travel, medical interventions you may do, but the moon on this day is creating it will be a day that we may remember probably, because the moon is creating the so-called yod, interesting aspect, which in the sacred geometry exists like a very interesting figure. Therefore, this day will be remembered in a way. Maybe we will hear for in terms of politics and worldwide events, we will hear a lot. This day will be significant. We will remember it with world events, with politicians, which will, well, changes in the political power system. And this such day it will be. But be careful when traveling on this day, because Mars and Mercury are in exact this harmonious aspect. This is important. On the other hand, if you do spiritual activities, if you do work of beauty, creating beauty, they will be very beautiful for you, and will have good financially. The day also looks fine because Venus is passing through very special degrees which are sacred and which are good for the finances, for maintaining your business, for example. Now let's see, 29th of July, which is Wednesday, and it is the 7th lunar day, and the moon is void of course. The void of course moon is not very supportive when it comes to new beginnings, when it comes to any important activities. And also the moon is in such degrees which are not very, very beneficial, again, to maintain your business, not to do new beginnings, new initiatives, to do your artistic work if you are inclined to, or to you also on this day, the appropriate activities could be planting trees and flowers, medical interventions, rather not, new beginnings not. You may travel. Already Mercury is a bit away from Mars, but still be very well prepared if you want to do media work. Again, do very well preparation work because of the Mars Mercury aspect. Mercury is supporting it. He's very powerful, visible as a morning star in Gemini, but this martial aspect is a bit well, confusing. Financially, they also look okay to me. And now we are looking at 30th of July, which is Thursday, the 8th lunar day, and the moon is passing through the star Antares, which is in the stomach of the celestial Scorpion, the star of the royal star of the army leader. And this particular aspect is actually powerful, absolutely not bad. We're having huge trine on the sky, trine between moon, Mars, and the sun, and Venus is making opposition. Interesting day, day of knowledge, day that can be very interesting in terms of power games. It's like we may hear worldwide that some, unfortunately, the rulers will try to impose additional power, but on the other hand, the aspects of Jupiter and Saturn are opening people's eyes. So I'm not sure how far they can go with this. Still, during this day, medical interventions are not appropriate at all when the moon is in these degrees, really not. Planting, like I said, absolutely yes, because these are very fruitful degrees otherwise, really fruitful for all kinds of planting. Yes, and also very appropriate for some spiritual practices and also knowledge-based activities, learning. People, these degrees are powerful for people who are engaged in medical professions, for the medics, for chemists, for pharmacists. These people will be like blessed. This is something interesting. And then, yes, you may travel, you may negotiate now a bit more than before. Just be careful because still Mars is making the square to Mercury. But the day is very interesting. It's a huge trine on the sky. It's like there will be people that will try to impose power on humanity, but the people will somehow react, will open their eyes more and more. I'm not sure if they will manage to overpower us. Let's look at the 9th lunar day of 31st of July, when the moon is conjoined Shaula. Shaula is the tail of the scorpion, where you have the poison. So very interesting for alchemists, for people that are dealing with magic, knowledge. These are knowledge-based degrees for people that are doing medical activities and profession. This will be again blessing for them, people who are curious to know. So again, the trine remains on the sky, very powerful and interesting, and very benevolent for those who search the truth. Yes, on this day, medical interventions, no. New beginnings, well, with this moon, not. Planting flowers, trees, different plants, yes, absolutely, very, very appropriate. To travel, you may. To negotiate, you may, but still careful. And for spiritual activities, the day is just brilliant and very, very powerful and interesting. And then we have in the 1st of July, which is the 10th lunar day, and the moon is exactly in the vicinity of the Milky Way, the beginning of the Milky Way, highly spiritual place, and it's receiving opposition from Mercury, reaching conjunction with Jupiter and Pluto. Powerful. This is interesting. Spiritual, again, for people who seek the truth, for people who seek justice, if you want, for religious, spiritual activities, helping others, knowledge based activities. The day is really brilliant. During this day, you may travel, you may negotiate, planting trees, flowers, vegetables, leafy, absolutely brilliant. Medical interventions, yes, you may do. A bit careful though, because still there is a very wide square of Mars. So if you do medical interventions, probably avoid those that are very invasive. In the end of this, because I forgot to give you the colors of the day, the gemstones, I will do this in the end because I just forgot doing this. And now let's look at Sunday, which is 2nd of August, 11th lunar day. And here we got the exact conjunction between Jupiter, Moon, and Pluto. Powerful. If you remember, this conjunction to some people gave financially very good results. Others opened more their consciousness to the truth. And in terms of knowledge, this is amazing. In terms of spiritual awakening, this is amazing. To negotiate, to travel, the day is very interesting and it's good. Medical interventions you may do. To plant, brilliant, very fruitful degrees for planting trees, flowers, leafy vegetables, really very good degrees. And this was about the week. Now you can travel, you can negotiate. Now let me tell you what I forgot to tell you in the beginning, the 7 days. Now when you start on Monday, Monday is ruled by the moon. And on Monday, of course, is very appropriate to wear white, blue, off-white. And we can eat the colors of the day, rice, and other lemon, take lemons, for example, for enhancing our immune system, for example. Also, the gemstones would be pearl, larimar, also moonstone, also selenite, the many stones which are ruled by the moon. On Tuesday, the day will be ruled by Mars. On this day is always appropriate to stay away from troubles, even to avoid traveling. When Mars rules the day, many people who know that, especially who are reading ancient scripts, know that during this day to travel, to negotiate, to get into risk situation is always risky, but still Mars is ruling Tuesday, therefore you can wear red, orange, eat red chili peppers, eat garlic, ginger, very healthy. And also the gemstones would be red coral, garnet, red carnelian as well. Wednesday is ruled by Mercury, and on Wednesday, the day of knowledge, of course, the day of Hermes. We can wear green, we can eat green vegetables and herbs like parsley, adding to your food, for example, salads. Also, the gemstones, the first choice would be emerald, aventurine, let's say. There are many green stones which are ruled by Mercury. And green clothes, of course, or yellow or lemony yellow also is ruled by Mercury. And then we have in Thursday, they ruled by Jupiter. The color will be off-white, yellow, some no, some, for example, the hazels are ruled by as food. The colors of the Jupiter will be appropriate also for your food. This is what the ancients say. So you may wear, the gemstones that you may wear would be, the first choice of Jupiter is yellow sapphire, the second is citrine. But remember, the gemstones always should be untreated. All my talismans are made carefully, very carefully, with untreated, unheated gemstones. Most of them are cut from a rock in lapidary here in Bulgaria. And then Friday is ruled by Venus, pink or white or cherry color or just beautiful clothes with flowers you can wear to connect yourself with Venus. And then on Friday, pink is also appropriate. The gemstones would be white or pink diamond, will be pink quartz, will be pink or watermelon tourmaline. The food could be cherries, strawberries, sweet food, apples, sweet apples. Then we're having Saturday. Saturday is ruled by Saturn, and on this day we can wear dark blue, black. The food could be white beans, barley, black currant, fruit. This is also ruled by Saturn. And also the gemstone, the first and most important choice is the blue sapphire of Saturn. Amethyst as well. Such colors could have your clothing, for example. And then we're here in Sunday. Sunday is ruled by the sun. And Sunday, yellow, orange, even red is appropriate for the sun. And we can the food, the solar day is so rich with choices. When you start with oranges and so many fruits which are ruled by the sun, and it is needless to say that it's always appropriate to look at the planets and make connection with the planets. The sun, of course, it will be brilliant to welcome every day, and just every day. The first solar rays are the most healing, the most potent in terms of giving us energies for our well-being. So yes, this was my weekly prognosis. I will make the monthly one very shortly, probably with Wada, Astro Wada, and we'll be posting it on my channel. Your comments are welcome. Thank you for your attention.